Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to speak with you today about something near and dear to my heart, the principles of human relations, personal influence, and the art of meaningful connection. But we live in a world where human interaction is a fundamental part of our daily existence, and yet so many of us struggle to navigate these interactions effectively. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to glide through life effortlessly, building friendships, gaining the respect of others, and achieving success both personally and professionally, while others seem to find relationship more challenging? It's not luck or coincidence. What I've learned through my life's work is that the ability to connect with others, to influence them positively, and to build strong, lasting relationships is not some elusive gift bestowed on a few. It is a skill that can be learned, honed, and practiced by anyone who is willing to invest the effort. Today, I want to share with you some of the most valuable lessons I have learned, lessons that, when applied consistently, can transform your relationships, enhance your influence, and lead you to greater personal and professional success. Human nature is complex, and every one of us, no matter where we come from or what we do, shares a common set of needs and desires. We all crave connection. We want to be heard, understood, and appreciated. The ability to make others feel valued and respected, whether in a social setting, a business environment, or within the family, can dramatically improve the quality of your interactions and the impact you have on those around you. This evening, I will take you through some fundamental principles that, if followed, can help you win friends, influence people, and lead a more fulfilling life. These principles are timeless, and though they may seem simple, their power lies in consistent application. 1. The power of a smile. Now, let me start with something very basic but extraordinarily powerful, the simple act of smiling. Smile, though often underestimated, has the ability to change the course of a conversation, set the tone for an interaction, and most importantly, establish a bond between two people. A smile conveys warmth, friendliness, and openness. It is the universal language of kindness, one that transcends cultural, linguistic, and even generational boundaries. When you smile at someone, you send a message: I'm happy to see you. I welcome your presence. You matter. This gesture, which takes only a second, has the capacity to break down walls and create a sense of rapport in an instant. The power of a genuine smile is that it disarms tension, erases hostility, and invites a positive response. Studies have shown that smiling not only makes you feel good, but also makes those around you feel better. It's contagious. Think about it. When someone smiles at you, how do you typically react? Most likely you smile back. That's the magic of a smile. It spreads joy and connection effortlessly. But here's the key: the smile must be genuine. People can instinctively tell the difference between a sincere smile and a forced one. A genuine smile comes from a place of goodwill, and that sincerity shines through. It's not just about curving your lips, it's about reflecting a positive attitude toward others and the world around you. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers. You may feel nervous or apprehensive, but the moment someone greets you with a smile, you feel a sense of relief. That simple gesture makes you feel welcome, valued, and at ease. That's the power you hold when you offer your smile to others. Now, I'm not suggesting that you plaster a smile on your face in every situation. Life has its challenges, and we all experience moments of sadness, frustration, and stress. However, when interacting with others, being mindful of the impact of a smile can significantly improve the quality of your relationships. It's a small habit that can lead to big results. 2. Remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound. One of the simplest ways to make a person feel valued is by remembering and using their name. A person's name is a central part of their identity. It's tied to their sense of self, their personal history, and their self-worth. When you address someone by their name, you acknowledge them as an individual and send a powerful message: I see you. I recognize your uniqueness. Names are deeply personal, and they hold emotional significance for people. Think about it: when someone forgets your name or mispronounces it, how does that make you feel? Chances are it feels like a slight, as if the person hasn't taken the time or care to get to know you. On the other hand, when someone remembers your name after meeting you just once, it creates an immediate sense of connection and appreciation. So Dale Carnegie famously said that a person's name is, to them, the sweetest sound in any language. So because our name represents who we are. It's the first thing we learn about ourselves, and it's the word most closely associated with our identity. The act of remembering and using someone's name is not just about being polite, it's about showing that you care. It's about making the other person feel important, and that's one of the greatest gifts you can offer. So the next time you meet someone new, make an effort to remember their name and use it in conversation. It's a small gesture, but it can make a world of difference in how that person perceives you. 3. The art of listening. Listening is one of the most important yet often overlooked skills in human interaction. Most of us believe we are good listeners, but in reality, we often listen with the intent to reply rather than the intent to understand. We are so focused on what we want to say next that we fail to truly hear what the other person is saying. Real listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding the message, the emotions, and the perspective behind those words. It's about being fully present in the conversation and giving the speaker your undivided attention. When you listen attentively, you make the other person feel valued and respected, and that builds trust and connection. If in today's fast-paced world where distractions abound, the ability to listen is more valuable than ever. So people are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and noise. When you offer someone your full attention, you give them a rare and precious gift, the gift of being heard. But listening is not just about sitting quietly while the other person talks. It involves active engagement. Nod in acknowledgement, ask clarifying questions, and offer verbal affirmations that show you are following along. Be curious about what the other person has to say, and resist the urge to interrupt or steer the conversation toward your own thoughts. One of the most effective ways to build rapport with others is to listen more and speak less. When you give someone the space to express themselves fully, they feel a sense of relief and gratitude. They feel understood, and in return, they are more likely to trust you, cooperate with you, and value your input. So listening also allows you to learn more about the person you are engaging with, their interests, concerns, and values. So this knowledge is invaluable in building stronger, more meaningful relationships. When you understand someone's perspective, you are better equipped to communicate with them in a way that resonates and fosters a deeper connection. 4. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Appreciation is one of the most powerful motivators in human interaction. We all want to feel valued and acknowledged for our efforts, whether at work, at home, or in our social lives. When you offer someone honest and sincere appreciation, you fulfill a fundamental human need, the need to feel that what we do matters. But here's the thing, appreciation must be genuine. Flattery, which is insincere or exaggerated praise, will be quickly detected and will do more harm than good. People are perceptive, and they can tell when your words lack authenticity. To give meaningful appreciation, you must truly recognize and value the efforts itself. This doesn't mean you have to offer grandiose compliments or make sweeping statements. Often the most impactful forms of appreciation are the simplest. Acknowledging someone's hard work, dedication, or kindness in a specific and heartfelt way is far more powerful than generic praise. For example, instead of saying, "Great job," you could say, "I really appreciate the way you handled that project." Your attention to detail and your commitment to delivering quality work made a big difference. This type of specific feedback shows that you've paid attention to the person's efforts, and it demonstrates that your appreciation is sincere. Appreciation is not just about giving praise when someone exceeds expectations. It's about recognizing and valuing people for who they are and the contributions they make every day. Whether it's a coworker, a friend, a family member, or even a stranger, taking the time to express genuine appreciation can uplift and inspire the people around you. The beauty of appreciation is that it doesn't just benefit the recipient, it also benefits you. When you practice gratitude and express appreciation, you cultivate a positive mindset that enhances your relationships and overall well-being. It shifts your focus away from negativity and complaints, and instead allows you to see the good in the people and situations around you. 5. Avoid criticism and condemnation. Criticism is one of the most common forms of communication, yet it is also one of the most damaging. No one likes to be criticized. It wounds pride, damages self-esteem, and creates resentment. Yet, how often do we default to criticism when someone makes a mistake or falls short of our expectations? Well, it's easy to point out flaws or shortcomings, but the reality is that criticism rarely leads to positive change. So, in fact, it often has the opposite effect. When you criticize someone, their natural response is to become defensive. They focus more on justifying their actions than on considering ways to improve. So as a result, the conversation becomes adversarial rather than constructive. Instead of criticizing, we should aim to understand why the other person acted the way they did. What circumstances led to their behavior? What challenges were they facing? By approaching the situation with empathy and a desire to understand, you can open the door to a more productive conversation. If there is an issue that needs to be addressed, focus on offering constructive feedback rather than pointing fingers. Frame your feedback in a way that encourages improvement without making the other person feel attacked. For example, instead of saying, "You're always late," you could say, "I've noticed that you've had some challenges with time management lately. Is there anything I can do to help?" So this approach shifts the focus from blame to problem solving, and it shows that you are invested in helping the other person succeed rather than tearing them down. Of course, there will be times when criticism feels necessary, especially in a leadership or managerial role. But even in these situations, it's important to be mindful of how you deliver your feedback. Criticism should be constructive, specific, and focused on the behavior, not the person. It should be aimed at helping the individual improve, not at making them feel inferior or inadequate. 6. Arousing the other person an eager want. One of the most important principles in influencing others is understanding that people are motivated by their own desires, not yours. If you want to persuade someone to take a certain action or agree with your point of view, you need to appeal to their self-interest. So what do they want? What are their goals, desires, and motivations? Too often we approach persuasion by focusing on what we want, rather than considering what the other person stands to gain. But if you can align your request or suggestion with the other person's desires, you are far more likely to succeed in influencing them. But for example, if you're trying to convince a coworker to collaborate on a project, don't frame it in terms of how it will benefit you. Instead, consider what's in it for them. Will it help them achieve a goal? Will it offer them an opportunity to showcase their skills or advance their career? By framing your request in a way that appeals to their self-interest, you make it much more attractive and easier for them to say yes. This principle applies in all areas of life, from business negotiations to personal relationships. But people are driven by their own needs and desires, and if you can tap into those motivations, you will have a much greater chance of influencing their decisions and actions. It's not about manipulation or coercion, it's about understanding human nature. When you can present an idea, a solution, or an opportunity in a way that benefits the other person, you create a win-win situation that both parties come away feeling satisfied and the relationship is strengthened. 7. Make the other person feel important, do it sincerely. At the heart of human interaction is a deep desire to feel important. We all want to know that we matter, we know that our contributions are valued, and that we are respected by those around us. So when you make someone feel important, you fulfill one of the most basic human needs, and in doing so, you build a foundation of trust, respect, and loyalty. But, as with appreciation, this must be done sincerely. People can tell when flattery is insincere or when someone is trying to manipulate them through false praise. Genuine recognition of someone's worth is what makes them feel truly valued. How can you make someone feel important? It doesn't have to be through grand gestures or elaborate compliments. Often the simplest actions, such as asking for someone's opinion, acknowledging their contributions, or showing interest in their life, can have the greatest impact. When you take the time to recognize someone's efforts, ideas, or talents, you show that you see them as more than just a means to an end. You see them as a unique individual with something valuable to offer. This creates a sense of mutual respect and strengthens your relationship. It's important to remember that making someone feel important is not just about boosting their ego. It's about showing genuine respect for who they are and what they bring to the table. When people feel important, they are more engaged, more motivated, and more willing to collaborate and contribute. If in every interaction, whether personal or professional, strive to make the other person feel valued and important. It's a small act of kindness that can have a profound impact on their self-esteem and on the strength of your relationship. Conclusion. As we come to the close of this discussion, I want to leave you with one final thought. The quality of your life is largely determined by the quality of your relationships. Whether in business, in friendship, or in family, the principles of human relations are the foundation of success and fulfillment. By learning to connect with others, to understand them, and to make them feel valued, you not only enrich their lives, but also your own. But the art of human connection is not something we are born with. It is something we can learn, practice, and master. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to put the needs and feelings of others first. That the rewards, stronger relationships, greater influence, and a more fulfilling life are immeasurable. So, as you leave here today, I encourage you to put these principles into practice. Smile often, listen attentively, appreciate sincerely, and always strive to make others feel important. In doing so, you will not only win friends and influence people, but you will also create a life filled with meaningful connections and lasting success. Thank you.